Hey, what's going on, everybody? I help pastorsgetjobs.com community. I'm just heading over to my co-working space. It's a beautiful fall day. I should have wore sunglasses, but beyond that, I'm doing great. Hope you're doing well. Wow, I really should have wore sunglasses. That sun is bright. Do I have some up here? Oh, I do. Okay, these are my wife's, so please don't judge. Okay, that's much better. Okay, let's talk about salaries. I find that pastors who I work with don't really know how much the market will pay them for their skills. Let me explain what I mean. I think in general, from when I was a full-time vocational pastor, like if you were to say, hey, what does, Bob, who works in IT at this company, what does Bob make a year? And I probably would be like, I don't know, $150,000, and realistically he probably made like 80. And I just had like no clue of like what, the average working person made outside the ministry, because, in our society, money is kind of taboo. And Christians especially, like, we're really not good about talking about money and compensation and all that good stuff. Do I want to turn right or do I want to go straight? I'm going to sit in traffic because I want to stay focused on this. I really want Dunkin' Donuts, but I'm going to skip it today. So, here, let me get to the point. If you're a pastor and you're transitioning to the marketplace, the odds are that your first job will not be a huge salary bump. That's bad news. So to give you some context, my first job after working as an executive pastor, I went from executive pastor, medium-sized church, Queens, New York City, making $40K a year, to learning and development, where I want to say I made about 50 that first year. It was a contract gig, so it's kind of hard to remember, but it was somewhere in that range. And like slowly I began creeping up over the years. So the bad news is, if you're sitting here thinking, oh man, I make 70K a year as a pastor, and I'm going to go make 150K a year in the marketplace. If that happens, all the more power to you. I don't think that's the norm. The norm is that you're going to make a switch and you'll probably make about, 15%-ish is kind of what I see across the board more. A lot of pastors make the same. But factor in, they also get really good benefits, PTO, easier work, better work environment typically. So I just want to temper your expectations, like, hey, you're not going to just come out the gate and double, triple your income. That's the bad news. The good news is, when you stay in an industry long enough, you earn more money. You get more skills, you get more credibility, you make more money. So like, executive pastor, 40K a year, 2015 I worked there. Went to the learning and development job, 2016, 50K a year. In 2021, I became an associate director at my current job, where I'm around 80K a year now. So I went from 40 to 80 in a matter of, 6 years. I gotta be careful here as a school. No kids running around, are there? So, doubled my income in 6 years. And I'm currently interviewing at places where, the range is anywhere between 100 to 120. And to be fair, like, I haven't gotten any of those jobs yet, but just to give you some context, like, you could go from 40 to 120, and I'm about to, in less than 10 years. But I couldn't go from 40 to 120 in one job. That's a little bit unrealistic. So I say all that to say, temper your expectations of salary. Don't think you're just going to jump out into the marketplace and all of a sudden, be rolling in the dough. That's not typically how it works. And for some of us that I spoke to, and this is kind of like after the talk, some pastors I've talked to, like, they make $19,000 a year. So doubling, tripling their income is not that big of a deal. Other pastors I talked to, okay, dude, figure out what you're gonna do. Are you gonna park? Or are you gonna drive? You can't do this in between, okay? Why are you putting your four ways on? What are you doing? Okay, so the pastor makes 19K. Learn how to drive, lady. They're gonna double, triple their income because an entry-level job is like 40K a year. So yeah, they're gonna be just fine. Is that a spot? No, it's not a spot. But I talked to some pastors, and this is where it gets, oh, look at this. Oh, it's my lucky day. I got spot ripping in the office. One pastor makes $70K a year and his housing is paid for. And I'm like, dude, you're not going to find a better job than that, salary-wise. $70K a year and your housing is paid for? Like, what? Like, that's insane. That's like, $100K plus a year. So anyways, I'm going to take my wife's sunglasses off. I'm going to put my glasses on. Where are they? So, salary expectations. First job most likely will be about what you earn now. Maybe a little bit more, 15-ish% is realistic. And 5 to 10 years down the road, double or triple your salary is totally manageable. So, money, pastors, transitions. I try to keep this under 4 minutes. I did 6 because of all the commentary. Have a great day, fellas and ladies, and everybody else. Peace.